Alright, oops, did not mean to click there. Alright, so you guys are joining me now when I've already started this video. Unfortunately, there was a unspecified error while recording on OBS, and so I didn't realize until I'd already started this fight. As you can see, I am running Clan Boss with Jareg and Tayrel. As one of my, let's see, what was I thinking of? One of my streams, I had this idea of always keeping an attack down with these two, and that would guarantee the attack down, and the increased defense from Jareg would be a nice little bonus as well. And that would hopefully propel me into a increased damage output due to the fact that just longer survivability. At the time of having this idea and running a couple runs to see how viable this was, I did not want to take out Apothecary because of the increase of speed that he provides for everybody and the occasional heals that he can provide. And my Royal Guard, my Cold Heart that I was running at the time, and Foley were all doing roughly the same amount of damage. So I just took out Cold Heart and replaced with Jareg. I will run this and a second Clan Boss run to show you the difference between my two teams, and show you why I guess I'll spoil the conclusion now. But why I do not run a combination of two attack down champions on my team, even though Jareg can provide the defense down. But as you can see, we're just going and blowing on this Clan Boss. If you guys don't want to watch 2 full runs of Clan Boss, especially on manual, obviously takes a little bit longer, me having to click through everything. I will try to remember to post some timestamps in the description or the comments to show you guys like the end results of this and the next Clan Boss, and I'll do a quick summary at the end too on why I don't use Jareg anymore, personally, on my Clan Boss team. There has been some, I feel like there's a little bit of a debate. It's not always ongoing, I feel like, but there's always a question on whether Jareg or Tayrel is better for Clan Boss, mainly because they both provide an attack down. Overall, Tayrel's attack down is slightly better, or slightly more reliant than Jareg's is, and I can go into the math on that in this video. But they're only slightly different on the reliance on their attack down, but Jareg here comes with a increased defense and what is it? Ally protection, so he takes all the damage, but he's so tanky, he really just tanks all that damage. Whether or not which one of them is better, because they provide better survivability on the Clan Boss. I will say that my Tayrel is fully geared out as well as fully mastered, and while Jareg is also fully geared because I used him as my attack down champion until I got Tayrel, I never ended up finishing up his masteries. So there is that slight difference. You'll see that Jareg really does not provide any damage just because he's not even getting War Master procs, because I didn't get to that point yet. But that is not really the big discrepancy, I guess, here, and we'll see why, because I feel like Apothecary is in somewhat the same boat because he's not a big damage dealer, but my Apothecary has Giant Slayer, but he still doesn't provide a whole lot of damage. And so lately, as you'll see later in my second run, I'll show you the team that I run now. You would have seen in a previous video that I pulled, let's Let's see, I want to heal. And, oh, Jareg didn't get it. That's good. I pulled Juliana from I believe a double times for Ancient Shards event, which was very nice for my clan boss team. It propelled me to do Nightmare clan boss on a regular basis. The reason why I'm not doing this run on Nightmare is because the team is really not that good for it, as well as my clan does a special way they run Nightmare, and we have too many people killing the Nightmare clan boss for everybody to get the maximum chest reliably. So we allow everybody to, if they've gotten the max chest on the clan boss the day before, they can't get the max chest on the clan boss the next day. And so yesterday I got the max clan boss chest for Nightmare, and so I'm not running Nightmare at all today. Normally I would, now that I have Juliana, I would run Ultra Nightmare, but I found this as a good opportunity to make this video finally, and provide my findings on this one little subject. Like I said, this came up in a stream that I did a while back. I have not streamed probably even since that idea came up, just because life gets you busy real fast, and so I haven't been able to have that much free time. As you may have noticed, my videos have also declined in frequency up until I feel like this week I've really hit a nice little stride. But so the idea's been there for a while. I did try it out right after I had the idea, but it didn't pan out too much. And my clan boss team has evolved since then, so I just find no reason to run both these guys. And it seems like we're really winding down on this run. Everybody's starting to take a really big hits. I have had the attack down up consistently through this entire run, and mainly that's due to Tayrel here, and you'll definitely see that in the second run because I will just be running Tayrel. And Apothecary is going to take this hit, which will probably kill him, I'm guessing. Boom. 50,000 damage. Yep, that was a big hit. And everyone will probably die in this hit or the next hit, I'm guessing. And we'll just see how well it worked. Yep, there goes Royal Guard. Tayrel's always my last guy to stand. He's built with a lot of defense. There we go. Alright, let's take a look at this. 10.91 million damage dealt. Jareg, as you can see there, only providing 187,000. If he had War Master, he might provide somewhere around Apothecary's number. 1 million more. So maybe you can say that with War Master we might be hitting 11 million for this run. But Tayrel here is doing 2 million, Royal Guards 3, Foley 4.5. And so now we're going to edit the team and take out Jareg. And like I said, my team used to be Coldheart in here, but really the whole idea was to take out a damage dealer or someone that was support and bring in Jareg as another support to just give everybody else a little bit more survivability. But since I've changed Coldheart's gear and moved on to Juliana, I'm going to do this run with Juliana. The idea still stands. Like I said before, my Coldheart used to do the same amount of damage as these guys. This one was at 3, this one was at 4.5, so she probably would have been around 3. And now we'll see that, and I'll just say what I believe that should happen in this run, is that Tayrel, the whole point of this experiment was to see, because I wasn't getting, there was a couple times where I would run into a case where my attack down would go down really late in the game, and it would just wipe way too early. And if I had a more reliable attack down, then I would be able to stay up. And that was with Jareg as my tank at the time. I went from veteran to Jareg. I pulled him, got him fully maxed out skill-wise, and very shortly after I got him incorporated into my clan boss team, I pulled Tayrel, and I immediately thought that he would be a much better suit for me, and so I switched him out ASAP. That's why I didn't fully mastery up Jareg. But the masteries really won't affect his ability to keep up attack down that much. There is one mastery that could help, but only by an extra 5% chance, and he only has one hit to apply it. That same mastery, giving you an extra 5% chance of applying the debuff, works ×2 for Tayrel because he's got 2 hits. So it really does help out even more and gives Tayrel even the bigger edge of keeping that attack down up. And because of the having to take down another really big damage dealer in order to actually incorporate that, you really have to look at the overall damage that you're doing. Even if you survive a little bit longer, it doesn't really matter if you're not getting more damage out of it fully. And so we'll call that other run roughly 11.9 mil, I think, if we added the extra mil to Jareg's damage, if he would have War Master. So we'll see at the end here that I can't remember the last time that Tayrel really dropped off. At least on, I'm talking about Brutal right now. Even Nightmare, he doesn't really drop off. Ultra Nightmare is a little bit tougher. I need to get his accuracy up a little bit more. But you should see that his attack down really doesn't drop off all that much. And we'll see that right now his attack down will drop off, actually, because he didn't renew it right then. But it doesn't matter if it was attack down for that hit and then he applies it now. So we'll see, and there it is. He's applied it again, so he hasn't missed a hit or a clan boss hit where the attack down wasn't on him already. So that's the real important part. This one, I guess, should end technically a little bit faster, I'm guessing, just because of the fact that we shouldn't be surviving quite as long, because I believe we did survive longer than normal with his increased defense, Jareg's increased defense. But as you'll see, overall, that did not increase my damage dealt, which was the whole point of it. So we're just chugging away at the clan boss. Oh, I'll go into the Ultra Nightmare and Nightmare teams, I guess. So every other day, I've just recently started running Ultra Nightmare on my off days of running Nightmare. If you had skipped the first run, my clan runs it to where if you've got the ultimate, or it's the ultimate chest, I think. The top tier chest from Nightmare, you can't get the top tier chest from Nightmare the next day because there's just too many people in our clan running the Nightmare clan boss that we can't all reliably do it, and so this seemed to be the best way to allow everybody to get the Nightmare clan boss chest as often as possible. And so on my off days, like today, normally recently I've been running Ultra Nightmare, and my team is really not ready for it, but I wanted to see what the chests were like, I guess, because they're all named differently, so you really have no idea what kind of rewards you can expect from it unless you run it and get used to the rewards. I don't know how it stacks up to like the Grandmaster chest that we'll be getting from Brutal. But I'm taking screenshots of all the chests that I get, and I'm gonna try to come up with, see which one is better, I guess. I was able to get the second tier chest yesterday. I believe that's the mythical clan boss chest in 3 keys, and there was no way I was gonna get the tier 3 chest. The damage needed is just much higher. So that's the one I'm going to be comparing, I guess. Uh-oh, I don't like how low Juliana's getting. But we're keeping that attack down buff, or debuff, on him this whole time. If we didn't, by now, someone would have already died. And there goes his living armor. That's really good, or the main benefit from Foley, I feel like, for the clan boss. And for Nightmare, that's the whole reason if you've seen some of my dungeon team videos lately, the whole reason I booked Foley is because I was running up to Nightmare, and his skills do really help out having them be that reliable for Nightmare clan boss. For Brutal, it wasn't too necessary, but Nightmare, it definitely helps. So I have no regrets doing his books. Alright, we're definitely nearing the end here. Alright, Juliana's gonna take the hit this time, and she will die. That's a little bit unfortunate. She's usually not the first one dead. Usually I try to make Apothecary the first one dead, but that's just how it ended up this time. But I do actually think I've survived a little bit longer than I'm used to this time. Oh, I'm sure glad I healed fully that time, because he definitely didn't get... He wouldn't have had enough healing to be fully healed. Keep the leech until this turn. Yep, there we go. Alright, so hopefully we'll try to get fully up to full health for this hit. There we go. And he took the hit and died from the hit. So yep, we've definitely reached the point of everyone dying with just attack down. If I were to have a steady increased defense, they'd definitely be able to last a little bit longer, but by how much I'm not sure. Alright, 17 million damage, and that's the difference that you see there. Really, it's due to Juliana. So if we would have taken out Royal Guard here, 3 mil, and replace it for the 1.2, there's a difference of roughly 1.5, almost 2. If we knock down 2 mil, say we would have taken out Royal Guard instead of Juliana, then we'd be at 15 mil. So really, I feel like it speaks for itself that Jareg was not necessary. He was really just overkill for Tayrel. He provided the attack down the entire time, and the slight increased defense, his cooldown for his increased defense isn't enough to just keep it up constantly, so it doesn't provide the necessary increased defense, I guess, that you need in order to really sustain yourself. And so I guess we'll take a look real fast at Jareg here, just so you know. Oh, he has no masteries whatsoever. I thought I had done at least some of them, so. But where is it? It's one of these last ones. Increases the chance of placing any debuff from skills or artifacts by 5%. So this would increase your chances of the decrease attack going on. And right now he has a 35% chance, plus 5, plus 10, plus 10. So that ends up being a 60% chance, right? Yep, 60% chance of putting on the decrease attack. And let me take up this calculator real fast, because I never remember the exact formula. But for Tayrel here, You look at his skills, and sorry, he has a 60% or a 50% chance for each hit. So if I put it in this probability calculator here, the chance of it occurring per skill every time he uses A1 is a 75% chance instead of Jareg's 60%. So that's the real difference you get there. And like I said, having this extra 5% here really is increased even more from Tayrel because he's got it per hit. So Tayrel here is my guy for clan boss, not Jareg, and definitely do not run, at least in place of a damage dealer, don't run to decrease attacks. It's just not worth it. So that'll be it for this video. If you guys were waiting for this video, sorry it took so long. I just never had a real good opportunity to do it, but I finally got around to it and got you guys the answer that running 2 attack debuffers is really not worth the loss of a damage dealer on clan boss. So I want to thank you guys for watching. Have a great day, and I'll see you in the next video.